We are back. It's weekend kickoff. It's brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. It's year 2. Bob, they're not tired of us yet, and we're going to be back bigger, better, stronger than ever. It's going to be a normal year in 2021. I know how much more excited you are. We are in Urban Meyer's Pint House. Coors Light bringing it to you as well with some drink specials in here. The Bryant Heating and Cooling year 2. Zach Boren, Cardale Jones, Jeff Heuerman, Tyvis Powell, Evan Spencer's running around back there, and Bobby Carpenter. I am just Austin Ward, and I'm just really excited for Thursday night.
Bobby who?
Bobby, this guy, he's a little older than you for.
Did he play at Ohio State too?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
We'll try and catch,
health, Bobby.
We could have done more introductions beforehand. I thought that he was running around in the Woody when you were still in school, but maybe not.
No, I think it was a few years before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Were we born?
I'm not going to let these guys age shame me.
Well, you got to have veterans on the panel, and this guy's been through some wars.
Are you considered a senior athlete at this?
I'm here for it all day.
Bobby's a MySpace guy.
Are you guys ready for the season or what?
We are.
Ready, man. No, yeah.
Straight and to the point. Jeff's not going to waste any words.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I'm so excited for the guys. I'm so excited for the fans. These guys have been itching. I mean, yeah, they played last year, but it wasn't even a real season. Those guys like playing in front of fans, like having a crowd, like the motions of a game. And last year was just different. They're so excited to get after it. I know as a fan, I'm excited to get back in the stadium, tailgate, pound some Coors Lights going into the shoe. I'm excited.
The real winners of every game.
I'm excited. I've never been to a game. I mean, this will be my first. This will be my first game.
You really
as a
haven't
fan.
been back since you left?
Wow.
My bye week, it never matched up. They were always playing away, and then last year was COVID, and supposed to be my first game day experience.
Great. So here's the trick.
Oh yeah,
this will be your first.
Let's hear it.
You gotta listen to your elders.
So if you're gonna call me old, then I'm gonna at least tell you the first year. You're not going to remember any of these games. Year 2, then you probably will.
You start to remember?
Yeah, because you realize about pacing and getting in game shape and these long afternoons.
So will you be responsible? Just get me in the gates at least for the first game.
Oh, we can do that.
Okay.
I'll handcuff you to Zach.
Yeah.
No telling where you got
Not a bad idea.
All right. Anyways, football. Enough with.
Listen, this is real. The tailgating aspect is a real thing. That's what separates Ohio State is the fans, the 105,000 that pour down in there. And it's weird. We're starting off on the road. It's a Thursday night. It's a Big Ten game. And so I've done a bunch of radio this week.
You're right.
People are asking, what's the feeling like? I'm like, well, it kind of feels like May because it's been raining every day, or April. And then on top of that,
it feels like a preseason game.
It's weird,
It's on the road Thursday night, yeah.
But I feel like they've been doing that for a while, though. They've been opening up on Thursdays.
They did it one time in 2017.
A couple of years back with J.K. Dobbins.
Where did you research? When we
played Virginia Tech our last year there, that wasn't a Thursday.
It was Saturday night.
That was
Saturday night, prime time.
What? That was a Monday night.
It was a Monday night.
That was a Monday.
Oh, it was.
Monday night. Memorial Day.
Labor Day.
Or Labor Day. That's what I meant.
It runs together
Saturday, Monday, same thing.
when they tapped.
That's why we lost.
Go in.
We're used to playing on the Saturday.
No, I'm talking about the second time.
The one you won.
You won.
The one we won.
You was gone.
Yeah, you was gone.
I was gone.
We're in mid-season form. Wow, this show is off to a great start.
I think Jeff has had too many Coors Lights or
I
something.
don't even remember. What did you ask?
I just thought we were excited for football to be back, Tyvis.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think to answer your question.
Yes, the answer is
we
yes.
definitely went left with this conversation. Yeah, they excited to be back. I mean, they, after losing the championship game, I mean, they definitely want to get that bad taste out their mouth. I mean, we've all had a chance to experience in that with the 2013 series when we lost to Clemson. Your last game being a loss, you just ready to erase that and try to get back to winning that national championship. So I definitely think they're excited to get back out there.
All right, you guys touched on this. To go start on the road, I mean, Thursday nights, I don't know, you guys didn't really experience that part, but game 1 on the road, I don't know, are you as a player, are you nervous? Are you just anxious when camp is over?
Why don't we ask Cardale what it's like, first start, foreign environment, young quarterback. I mean, you were a little older young quarterback then.
I was still young.
What are we facing?
Younger than you. I was still young. Yeah, I mean, they're going to go into a hostile environment just like somewhat of a situation I walked into. Night game, crowd's going to be going crazy, but I will argue this crowd is going to be more amped because of last year they wasn't able to support their team in person. So I think CJ just got to go in there, and the Buckeyes got to go in there with level heads and understand that, they coming out throwing all haymakers. I mean, blackout up in Minnesota. It's going to be great weather, great environment. And they got to weather the storm. They got to weather that storm. Yeah,
Right,
it's a blackout.
remember when we played Minnesota in November?
Yeah, you talking about it was the coldest game.
Snow the whole game.
I was out there squinting like this the whole
9
game.
degrees,
Harry Coleman's out there with no jacket on.
JT had the slowest 75-yard touchdown run.
Yeah,
in
he
history of
did.
football.
Well, it helps slow guys like me, and seriously, and they got that amount of snow. Everybody's slow.
I'm kind of jealous that they get, they're going on good weather terms.
Well, it might rain. We're going to put a pin in that.
Yeah.
Well,
Funny story, actually. So the head coach at Minnesota at the time got mad at the Minnesota Vikings because they provided us their heated benches.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, because
So
Rick
Listen,
Spielman.
they didn't want us to have
Yeah.
heated benches.
I didn't know that. That's a fact.
Wow.
Wow.
That is an
I tell you what.
inside fact.
I tell you what, you've never been more motivated as a defense to go 3 and out. Because that sideline was so hot and it was so cold on that field. We like, come on, we ain't even going to play around.
Yeah, let me tell you, as a backup, you never been so motivated for it to be a close game. That's probably the only game I ever not prayed not to get into. It was freezing. I'm like, golly. So,
Well, that's
yeah,
true.
Sorry, we'll stop talking
No,
about
that's true.
games that you guys didn't play in.
Well, I didn't play in any of
That
them.
is
I like them
crazy.
all the same.
Yeah, I played in Minnesota. What people don't know, it's the best locker room in the Big Ten. It's spacious.
yeah,
it's
100%,
massive.
100%.
It's the nicest locker room. To be honest,
100%.
the away locker room at Minnesota is probably nicer than our home locker room at the Shoe. It's
Oh,
that
yeah,
nice,
you're right.
spacious.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
It's way
I
more
remember
space.
playing up
I'm be
there.
honest. I don't really remember. I was trying to thaw out.
Oh no, it's so nice. It's
Which makes it even harder to have to go out of the field when it's that nice.
I played there on Halloween my freshman year, and it's cold, but back to the game. I mean, these guys are just excited to get out there. I don't think if you open up on the road, at home, whatever it might be, those guys are just counting down the minutes till the kind of the foot hits the ball. I also think it's harder on a Thursday night. I played on a Thursday night. Opened my sophomore year. We played Marshall. Opened up college football on a Thursday night. And the hardest thing for me then is when you have a night game, you're sitting in the hotel most of the day. You've got some meetings, but on Saturdays, you're watching the noon football games. You get to see the kickoff of the 3:30 game and maybe watch the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
When it's a Thursday night,
Watching Maury Povich. Oprah.
I mean, yeah, there's
The good
nothing to
stuff.
watch. I mean, there's absolutely nothing to watch, right?
I
So
was snapping.
it's controlling your emotions. It's making sure you're ready to play. It's it's hard to take your mind off of it just because there literally is nothing on TV.
But you were there. Were they tailgating for that Marshall game outside Thursday?
Yeah, they were.
That's awesome. See, my favorite thing for the night game was peering out the Blackwell and dreaming like Jeff Heuerman's going to experience this year. Like one day, that could be me out there.
I know. I don't know if I'm more
Duffield.
excited for my first tailgating experience or the
Jeff,
first home game.
you might be crowd surfing, man.
Who knows? I mean,
They've been waiting for you to come back ever since they heard the exploits of you in college. We want to party with that guy.
oh man.
No, you don't.
Why? Because you can't keep up. That's why.
Because you never know what kind of trouble you're in.
Yeah. Oh, I'm the one that got us in trouble. Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Jeff has been training for this his whole life. College football is back, and whatever temperatures this season brings, Uptown Heating and Cooling, they're your local Bryant dealer. They will make sure that your AC can beat the heat or whatever else comes our way. They'll do whatever it takes to keep you cool, whether it's fixing your current system or installing a new energy-efficient Bryant cooling system. Call Uptown today for an appointment or find them online at uptownhvac.com. Bryant and Uptown Heating and Cooling, doing whatever it takes, are also the presenting sponsor of this week's Weekend Kickoff show. It's time for that whatever it takes and silver bullet segment to get it rolling. Actual football analysis. We're going to get into that, not tailgating for a little bit here. Cardale, we'll start with you. Who's your guy? Who's the Bryant Heating Cooling, whatever it takes player that's got to show up on Thursday night?
I think whoever goes out there and the Buckeyes roll out there as the number one running back has to be the guy to show up. Just a simple fact, they're going to play against a veteran Minnesota team. I've been comparing Minnesota to the Gonzaga of basketball. They're going to have, 18 to 22 fifth-year seniors, and they got 10 returning starters on both sides of the ball, and I don't think that early on, we're going to rely on CJ to get it done through the air, get him comfortable, and with the run game. And how you do that is with the run game and that big offensive line. You got a great group of rotation of guys. So whoever sets the tone in the running back room, that's going to be my guy, whatever it takes, and settle
Who's the
CJ
starting
and the
running
guys.
back?
Zach, he still won't.
Who's the
He still
starting
won't
running
name
back?
a guy. He still won't say
They won't
name
tell
a
you.
guy, Zach.
We're going
They
on
won't
like
tell
2
you.
weeks now. Tell
They
me who
won't
the
tell
starting
you.
running back
They
is.
won't tell you. It would be a shocker, I'll tell you that.
All right.
Oh, please.
It would be a shocker.
Jeff, you got a
It's
tight
shocking.
end for us? Or you going somewhere else?
I'm
You
going
want-
O-line.
O-line,
O-line
right.
all day. I mean, with the run game and, the young QBs, with a little bit of lack of experience there, that O-line will, keep the run game going and open up some play action for the quarterback, some easy passes. So I'm going O-line all day. I mean, I watched a couple of those practices, and they're huge. I mean, I think the shortest one is 6'5", 6'4", 6'5".
At
so
center, yeah, with Harry Miller.
I'm totally going O-line. They'll keep them moving. So
These guys took the easy picks. You're
Yes.
on the
No,
road.
they
You're
really
on the
did,
road.
though.
O-line,
What are you
running
gonna pick?
back.
Fullback?
Like, no, like those,
oh wait. Oh wait.
Listen.
Oh wait. There
listen,
there is no
those,
fullback.
those are the easy ones. I've got two guys.
Hey, it would be a stunner if Zach picked a fullback.
It would be a stunner.
Do we have
I've
one of
got-
those
I've
on the
got,
roster?
maybe.
No.
I've got.
That's
I've
not
got-
even a position.
You obviously have to look at C.J. Stroud. First game as a starting quarterback, redshirt freshman. Didn't get many reps last year with the shortened season. Obviously, he's got to perform. But I think more than him, Taraja Mitchell has to perform.
That's who
he
I
is the middle linebacker of that
dog.
defense. He's the guy who, you look at the defensive line, everyone knows they're going to be really good. You look at the back end, everything. I know last year there were some struggles, but everyone, including you writing up in preseason camp, everyone's been looking at the back end saying how strong they're going to be this year. So you look in the middle of the defense, especially Minnesota, they can really run the football. That is their strength. So what can Taraja Mitchell do to shut down the run, play tackle to tackle, force Minnesota to throw the football, and let those defensive linemen go to town on that quarterback?
That's interesting, Zach. It's one of the – I keep saying it. You can't call any position at Ohio State weak because it's all 4- and 5-star guys at every position. But those linebackers that we talk about all the time on Buck IQ, it's the most uncertain group. I really don't know which three will be out there for the first snap of the game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I don't think we're going to see a lot of three linebacker sets. I think you're going to see Taraja Mitchell. I think you're going to see rotation next to him with Cody Simon and Tommy Eichenberg and Dallas Gant and some of those other younger guys, because I think those DBs are so strong, and you've got a nickel with Court Williams, with Craig Young, with some of those other guys that can really play that nickel linebacker position. So. Yeah, I mean, Taraja Mitchell has to step up. He's the only surefire thing that the linebacking room has right now.
Tyvis, what's up?
Well, he took my answer, so I'm gonna just go ahead and talk and speak my expertise, and I'm gonna go ahead and
Why don't
say.
you tell us about Josh Proctor and what he should do?
Listen,
middle of the field.
he's put on 15 pounds this offseason of straight muscle. So that right there in itself is I salute that, because if you ever been through Coach Mick's workout, it's hard to keep weight on. So he's definitely gonna be the guy that's
Gold
going.
grouper probably? Gold grouper?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Gold grouper.
You hilarious for that. Yeah, so he's definitely going to be the guy he's going to have to come down and make some tackles this game, because as we know, Minnesota's probably going to run the ball a ton. And another guy I'm looking at is Court Williams, like he said. That's a guy, I had the luxury of going down there before spring practice, and I was just in the DB room, just to see how they interact, just watching them. And he was one of those guys who stayed late to watch film after everybody left and whatnot. And with a guy that works like that, his size is great. He's definitely going to come down and make hits and make big plays, and I'm excited to see his career take off. I think this will be a solid season for him.
Court Williams.
Tyvis, by the way, great job topping Cardale by actually naming names for the positions that you want.
Yeah, I still
It's on the Raps.
You know what? And I
It's on the Raps.
also want to see DeMario McCall get in there. He had a pretty good rep against us.
He played with you.
Was he there?
What was your last?
No,
Nah,
he
he missed you by a year.
No, yeah, no, he
His first Super DeMario's first
feel
year
like
was
he-
2016.
Yeah, he did.
This is six. I tried to get Hilliard to come back.
Who was the last 6-year guy? He was with you.
Justin Hilliard played
They
last
had one
year.
last year. Justin Hilliard.
Okay.
went
There was no
six.
6-year guy with me.
Well, yeah.
Was
there
Justin really there for 6 years?
Yeah.
No.
And he had a chance.
Oh, I thought y'all was playing.
No, he could have come
He
back for
coulda-
7.
He could have got 7. Everyone got a free year. He could have been the first 7-year player in college football history.
yeah.
Chose to deny that honor to wear the scarlet and gray one more
Nah,
time.
he went to San Fran. He doing his
Oh, I
thing.
know. Listen, so I'm going to stick a little bit with Zach there, looking at the linebackers and what he was saying. this is a position group where there's a lot of different guys that Al Washington's going to be tasked with playing, and they all do things that are different, that are really good, but very, very different. Taraja Mitchell is a great in-the-box linebacker. He's very similar to Tough Borland with what he possesses. He's a bubble guy. He's a thumper. He can come down and lay the wood on dudes. You've got Kayvon Pope. He's probably going to start the game. He's great at blitzing. He's a third down guy. Tommy Eichenberg, probably more of a true Mike. You'll see him in there. Cody Simon, really, really good. Probably the most versatile of all those guys. He can kind of do some things moving around. And then I honestly think Steel Chambers is going to get some reps. He's got the best name on the team by far to be a football player or an adult film star. He's checking all the boxes.
Wow.
What is amazing about him, though, like he does a good job for not playing linebacker and playing running back recently. He does a really good job tracking the football, plays with his hands. He's really athletic. He gets it. He understands it. And so those guys have all done a really good job.
You know who else is like that?
Who?
DeMario McCall.
Well, I watched DeMario lose the ball a couple times, one in the spring game notably. But DeMario is much better defensive back than I ever thought he was.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He's much better.
I'm talking about him as a DB.
By the way, you're bringing up Court Williams, a.k.a. Jailhouse. Court Williams is a full-grown man, Tyvis.
I'm telling you, I seen him, and I was like, yeah. Because I seen him when he came on his recruiting trip. I was like, yeah, he's a player.
I told him, your neck says you're a will linebacker, so you can deny all the other things you want, but you will be 230 pounds by the time you're 21 years old.
Your neck tells you a lot about what position you play, too.
100%.
Clearly.
I'm going to compare these two necks right here.
Tight end neck, fullback,
For Court's size, though, he has unbelievable feet. He has great acceleration, and he'll end up probably growing into a box guy. But those guys right there, they're all providing something different. They're going to have to play well because for Minnesota to have any chance, they got to run the ball. Like, if they want to try to throw it 50 times,
that's not their game to begin with.
Well, when you're down by 21 and you can't run the ball, what is your option? Throwing.
You got a point.
Good luck.
We got to grow out if you're going to show out, Bob.
Those are growers and showers on Thursday night, by the way.
Tyvis, I've been getting into a little trouble because I've been critical of DeMario McCall.
I know you. That's why I brought it up.
But I give him all the credit in the world for. I think this move is probably overdue for him, and it's a role that he's got a chance to actually play.
Yeah.
And I have no problem with saying that. Like, he grew up.
No, they said, I read it on Twitter.
I know you did.
They was grilling you. They said, you just a hater of him. I was like, man.
Well, hey, he struggled at the other position. I think that's fair to say.
He has a lot of promise at DB. Like I say, I seen the rep where I critiqued him on him going against Garrett Wilson. He for him to for this to be his first year ever playing that position, he actually looks pretty good.
Yeah. And we'll see. He's Coach Kerry Combs and Ryan Dave talked about him playing on Thursday night. Finally get that opener coming. We're going to break down a lot more of that after we take a quick break here. This is Weekend Kickoff. It's brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. We will be right back after these guys reload on some Coors Light.
It takes attention to detail. With your local Bryant dealer, you're getting more than just a technician. You're getting someone who pays attention to your needs and the little things that make a big difference. It takes a dealer you can rely on. And to keep your family cool this summer,
let me show you how this works.
It takes Bryant.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
And to keep your family comfortable, it takes Uptown Heating and Cooling. Find them at uptownhvac.com.
All right, taking a quick break from Weekend Kickoff. It is brought to you by our friends at Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. And this week from Uptown HVAC. You can check them out at uptownhvac.com. We've got Doug with us. Local community sponsor, big fans of the Buckeyes, I assume.
For sure, definitely.
And can helping everybody around here. Thanks for coming out tonight. And I know that you guys have got to be excited for this time of year. Transitioning a little bit, but we got football back and then go from AC to heating and back and forth. So probably a busy time for you guys.
Definitely is. We had summer's been hot, crazy weather, but now we're kind of getting ready to after Labor Day to transition into more of a people thinking about their heat and that, and kind of goes with fall football and cookouts, tailgates, bonfires, that type of thing. So
are people not thinking about that as much as they should to get prepared for that weather turning? I mean, we all know it's coming in Ohio, but it's late August. It's September 1st. We're not thinking about we want to put on the sweatshirts and take care of the inside of the house right now.
No, not at all. But I think with still with the under COVID and everything that we're still going through, a lot of people are still at home and people are very conscious of their indoor environment, the indoor air quality, those type of things. So, yeah, we stay fairly busy. People are pretty proactive with it. So.
Yeah, and, Uptown can make sure that everybody's taking care of that. Obviously taking all the safety precautions as well as this time. Nobody can let up at this time. We just want a normal fall. Know you guys are ready to go see the Buckeyes.
Oh, for sure. Can't wait. Can't wait for Thursday.
Thursday night. What do you
Bucks,
got?
Yeah,
Cardale
sure.
Jones just popped in. He hadn't given us a prediction. He said 35-17. How does that sound for you?
I think, I think that sounds pretty good. I think being on the road, first game of the year, as long as we get them early, I think we'll be good.
You get nervous before the first game? What's just excitement? How do you feel?
I do. I'm excited. It's just, I don't know, it seems early to some degree, but, I'm really excited to get it going. So I think we're going to have a great year.
All right, that weather will start changing soon, so be thinking about that. Doug's got that advice for you. He's got uptownhvac.com. Call them, hit them up on the website, anything you need. Bryant does whatever it takes to help you out. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us at Urban Meyer's Pint House for Weekend Kickoff.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Back to the show. All right, welcome back. It's the second half. It's Weekend Kickoff. It's brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems and our good friends at Uptown. We've also got some stuff that we got to get into from Coors Light and the Silver Bullets. And that starts right now with looking at this game and the biggest question that you guys still feel is unanswered for the Buckeyes, but they have to prove. I know we talked about some specific players, but in terms of the way the Buckeyes need to play, a message they might need to send, where are you looking?
Message you might need to send. Where are you looking?
I know one.
Win.
You've got, win,
1-0.
no matter what. The best part about going 1-0.
Chance to go 2-0.
There you go,
Man,
Coach Meyer.
face.
So I'm going to stick with
Or is it the chance to go 12-0?
Yeah, but it's one at a time, Jeff. One at a time.
I got it.
I would probably have to
thinking
say,
about 12-0 right now gets you in trouble. Come on.
given the way Minnesota plays, what they're all about, they lost their two wide receivers over the last couple seasons that were really talented, now both in the NFL. It's got to be the linebackers and really the front seven for me to make sure that you can get stops. You still have Muhammad Ibrahim, really good player, very, very talented. You've got to slow him down. He averaged about $150 last year on the ground. And so you have a bunch of guys who are younger and older but all inexperienced. And so they're going to have to find a way to slow it down. So we saw this defense last year. They weren't as good as they've been in years past. It all starts with stopping the run. If you can't stop that, it's going to be a long day on the perimeter, on the back end, everywhere. So I think they have to find a way to stop the run. That's the first question is can those linebackers, front seven, find a way to get that done without having to sell out and then open themselves up to some passing attack.
I agree with Bob, but I don't think it's the front seven. I think it's just the entire defense. If you were watching game day week 0 this past Saturday, a lot of those guys are calling for an upset against Oregon coming in here into town and Oregon beating Ohio State. And I think it's because so many people have questions about that defense. Everyone wants to look at C.J. Stroud in the offense and what can he do. But if that defense goes out there and sends a message and gets some turnovers, gets after the quarterback, stops the run like Bob was talking about, those questions are going to be put to quiet pretty quickly, and people are going to realize the Buckeyes are for real.
More growers than showers. Right. Showers than growers? Maybe both.
I'm not really sure why there was all that emphasis on week 2 already in Oregon, and I don't know why it was so trendy to pick that upset in the first place.
And like they figured out their quarterback situation well enough anyways either. I mean, they got two running backs, but that's topic for another conversation. Like, at the end of the day, the defense is going to be who needs to step up, and just an over-communication is going to be what's needed for us to play like Zach's talking about, and like Zach is talking about and like Bobby's talking about. Because at the end of the day, like, we have players, we have talented folks, and just be confident out there, but to know that somebody behind you is doing their job is really what's going to allow these folks to kind of be out there, be comfortable, and go make plays, really. I mean, so many of these cats, 3 of the folks in the secondary are seniors and one's a junior, but have they all played together? Have they, known what they're going to look like in cover 3 or cover 4 and what it's going to look like when bullets are flying? So I just think that, just an over-communication across the defense will allow us to be comfortable and fill some holes that were wide open last year and didn't allow us to really get it done at the end of the year.
Oh, you want? Oh,
sure.
Well, to piggyback off.
You guys were teammates. I mean, you can work it
Well,
out.
yeah.
Get
So,
some
to
signals
piggyback
going.
off of what they said, it's definitely the defense. It has to be silver bullet football. Like, they have to look like the silver bullets in the past. Like I said, this season reminds me so much of what we did in 2014, because in 2013, our offense was what everybody came to see. We had Braxton, we had Carlos.
So then maybe we should be Maybe you should be expecting that loss week 2 then.
Shut up. Anyways, like I said, that defense has to look like they have to come out there and say, we got to – people coming to see this offense. All they hear about this offseason, how good the offense is going to be and all that. They got to take pride in that and be like, you know what, we good too. We want to go out here and we don't want to show out and make plays and make game-changing plays, just like we did in 2014. If they do that, the sky's the limit.
The ceiling is the roof. Michael Jordan.
Jeff, do you just want to make it 5 guys looking at the defense?
The ceiling is the roof.
I was kind of.
That's Michael Jordan.
He kind of threw me off a little bit.
Is it Michael Jordan?
That's who said it.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but he said it.
We definitely need to look at it's going to be the fullbacks.
Yeah, we'll look into this one a little deeper.
It's the Ohio State fullbacks have to come to play.
Yeah.
I mean, they've also got to get a second tight end in there. We've seen all these 2 tight end sets over the last couple of years. So
matchup nightmares over there. Come on now.
Just in honor of Schlegs, you need more tight ends, less loose ends. Okay? Remember that. No one likes a loose end.
The quotes, I mean, did you write these down?
He was right.
I mean, did you write these down?
His phone's already on.
Right, look at him. He's got him there on his phone, like, quote.
In his notes
check.
section.
Double tap.
Hit that one. All right, next. Hit that one.
This is what you missed when you were stopped in the NFL for the last Bobby entertaining us with all of his wit and wisdom and an endless supply of quotes.
Oh, man.
But those 2 tight end sets, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it kind of, fits in with the O-line too. It's the O-line, the run game, and then the play action with the tight ends. It's going to help your inexperienced quarterback and, give you some chance to take some shots over top. And, so like I said, the run game, the O-line, that's all going to take pressure off the young, experienced quarterback, and they'll go from there. And, look, it's going to be weird Thursday night. That's going to be the biggest thing. And I think the other thing is, how much, that program is structured on, routine.
Yep.
And when
competitive excellence.
Okay, Bob. Yeah, competitive
but I mean,
excellence too. But routine. I mean, like they're going to be Thursday, and then it's going to be a long time till they play again. You know what I'm saying? And so that's going to be a little bit of disadvantage. But then Oregon's got a disadvantage too, coming all the way from 2 time zones away, and so I think it'll kind of even out. But I think that they'll get it done. I mean, they'll go out there and they'll win the game. Come out on a positive note. I truly believe. And what are you writing down? More quotes?
I think he's worried that you're skipping ahead to week 2 and overlooking Minnesota too.
But I mean, think about it. Like
Minnesota's in Central Time.
On
Oregon's in West, so technically it's 3 time zones away, and that's already week 2.
You're right. Sorry. I'm coming from Denver.
But listen,
well, we're not here to talk about math.
Right.
Like, this is about football.
We didn't come here to play
What
school.
was the ceiling roof situation again?
He's still trying to figure out exactly how that all worked. We got in our Buyers Autos question for the Buckeyes this week, and it was some people. I don't know if it came directly from Berm, who was constantly monitoring the weather or not, but the fact that the opener could have some wet, rainy conditions.
Oh, man.
You guys played a bunch of different positions. How much does it affect us?
I mean, that's what the whole offense is going to be based around. So,
I'm picking up a theme from you, Jeff.
It'll be inside run drill for 4 quarters. Exactly. Honestly, if it's raining,
you're inside the box.
I'll say
Tyvis,
this.
strap him up. Let's go.
Yeah. I'll say this. I don't know if there's any team in the country, and it's not just because we're talking about Ohio State. I don't know if there's any team in the country that would want to face Ohio State when you are forced to run the ball. If you have rain and you are forced to basically do inside drill with that offensive line that Jeff was talking about, they are monsters. You do not want to match up with those guys and say, okay, here we go. We're going to run the ball against you. You're going to run the ball against us. It will be a recipe for disaster.
And they're going to set
Ohio
it up
State will maul those guys.
They're going to set it up. They're going to set it up for Oregon to game plan to stop the run, which will open up those downfield passes. I mean, I'd run the ball 90% of the time, literally. Rush for 300, 400 yards.
That's exactly
honestly,
what they would do
and make Oregon, be their main focus, going into the next week, and then that'll open up those downfield shots and stuff like that. So hey, Coach Day,
Well, you
run at 90% of the time.
Talk about a game to get your linebackers ready, right? And hey, we're playing downhill all day, boys. Ain't gonna be too much more.
Don't even get no gloves on. Just go ahead and take your fingers up because we ain't nobody.
We're just straight hitting for 4 hours. That's
Here's
it.
my question: when did this question come in?
This afternoon, Boren was really just flipping through.
Well, this afternoon, I
question?
think it was about 4 p.m. I was looking at the Weather Channel app, and I looked at Minneapolis, and there was like a 22% rain for Thursday night. So I don't know where this question is coming
That's enough for
from.
Boren to freak out.
So what you're saying is that
understand
we're enough conversation on the weather.
So
with a 20% chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance.
There's a chance, but I don't think weather's going to be a huge deal.
I mean, that's what you're here for. Like,
yeah,
I'm here to drop
Zach's
knowledge.
Zach's the weatherman.
Stay classy, San Diego.
You know, thought there might be something to it with a new quarterback and
California quarterback, by the way.
but
that matters.
Also,
that matters.
Does it?
It does.
Bob went to one
you
of the
grew up
practices.
from Cleveland, dude. It's different.
Calm climate out there. Come on.
There's a struggle throwing the ball.
He'd have been in the
How many passes did he throw in a game last year?
Probably, I don't know.
Zero.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't think he did.
Zero.
Even I know that. Even I can do that bad.
There is a concern for guys who grew up in warm weather, especially quarterbacks, throwing the ball in cold, rain, and wind. Now, it's not going to be cold. Now, the good news is that Columbus has turned into Miami the last month, and it rains like every day at 4 o'clock. And it's been pouring, so they've had ample opportunity. I know Ryan was.
We have two weathermen now. Bob and Zach, so that's great.
I'm not predicting. I'm just telling you what has happened.
What time should I book my tea time for the weekend?
I can't tell you what happened tomorrow, but I'll tell you what happened 2 days ago. And so it did rain a lot. They've had to practice in the rain. I know Ryan was happy that they had to have some practices in the rain. Because the guys, Evan, you play receiver, you got to pull those gloves off.
You do.
Quarterback spin it like it's not as accurate as it used to be. And so there's some things there and elements that you've got to overcome. And usually it's dry and hot in August, so they may have a little bit of that. I'm with you guys. The inside run drill, with the size of that offensive line and the amount of running backs they can bring at you, like it'll.
Why would you not just literally just?
Because I like to watch the deep shot.
12 personnel. 12.
I mean, yeah, you're just like every other.
See, I don't like this. I don't like to see that, Bobby.
I mean,
I don't like to see.
Listen,
the game was not built around that. As old as you are, you should know that. I mean, the game was not built around deep shots.
They didn't even throw the football.
Right. It's like.
But that's why
now you're obsessed with deep shots. I mean,
because if I'm going to take the over and lay the points, I got to find a way for Ohio State to win by at least 14 and score 66. So they got to score a lot of points.
So that's what this is about.
You
want to score.
Good coaches win great games. Great coaches cover the spread.
All right.
What is with all these sayings tonight?
What a professional segue.
He's got 4 months. Don't worry.
Check that one off.
Good coaches win the game. Great coaches cover the spread.
And he got it set up for our Coors Light Silver Bullet picks of the week. This year, Zach, we're just going to focus on the one game that matters. It was fun to pick 5, right? But
it was fun.
We also only really know about Ohio State and that opponent. We're going to keep it focused on that week. That's what's most important. The spread is 14. I don't know where Cardale went, but I know that he was going to pick Ohio State to cover, so it doesn't matter.
The spread's 14.
14 points.
That's not good. We usually like
way more
higher
than
than
that.
that. Yeah.
Nobody just knows who came up with what formula spit that out? I mean, 14 points.
I have a feeling I know how this is going to work.
Holy shit.
Let's hear some scores.
They clearly have not seen any practice film, or they haven't had any spies.
42 to 14.
Tyvis goes right for it.
42-14.
Why?
Because I think it's going to be one of them ones, it's going to be about 21-7 at halftime, and then you know how we come out in the second half and just roll. They're going to get tired. They're going to wear them out, and it's just going to roll the ball, and it's over with. They're just going to pour it on at the end. Everybody going to get in. And if the weather is not raining, it's really going to get bad.
All right, 42-14 from Tyvis. Evan.
34-14. I'm going just that because, on the offense, I feel like there's going to be some get-to-know-you process eventually, right?
We have not 1 quarter.
That's what Tinder's for.
I put 2 field goals in there. I put 2 inefficient goal line trips in there, right? And then the rest will go, 4 touchdowns?
This isn't the Alabama game where we get it to the 5 and then have to kick a field goal.
Hey, man, we just got to figure out what it looks like with live bullets. So I'm giving myself a little room, cover the spread, but, let them surprise me, and then I'll go up from there. How about that?
All right, 2 covering the spread. I'm really surprised so far, Jeff.
Well,
Jeff's doing the math. He's got to scribble it down.
14. No, yeah, for sure. I mean, I think that. I'm not sure how they came up with 14. That's.
Dude, they didn't call you for that?
I mean, I don't know, but I definitely think they cover. I think. I think they go out and it'll be a good, good opening game for them.
You can give a score.
I mean, the score. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. What do you? Let me pull something out. I don't know. 49-21.
There it is. He's got it.
Wow.
Watch him be like
I'll
on
give you
the
an
bus.
analysis. I mean, what do you want down to the actual
Zach,
point?
he hasn't been doing this as long as you. Okay. He just got done.
It's like pulling teeth sometimes with this kid.
Oh, here we go.
I'm like putting a 5
long-
on the fact that he's like on the button or something, like some mysterious way.
I'm going 49-10.
Okay.
I think it's 49-10. I think the
You
Bucks
took the
just-
same number I took.
Bucks come out firing.
I mean, after all the shit you gave me,
49-10. The Bucks just are going to come out firing. Minnesota's only chance is to run the football, and I don't think there's any way they're going to be able to run the football right now. The Buckeyes are going to be so excited to get on this field, play in front of a full capacity crowd. Even with it being on the road, that might amp them up even more. And they know they've got some messages to send, especially with how the year ended last year. Yep. They were not happy, that, being around the facility. They want to send a message that they're back. A bunch of people are, they get some press that they're a strong team, but Ohio, let's be honest, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson, every single year are going to say they're going to be great. But no one really, truly knows how good this team's going to be, and everyone's looking at that defense. That defense is going to set the tone. Minnesota will get a score late, but 49-10.
I like the 49 number that they threw out there. I'm going to go 49-17. Probably.
I think that's
it's amazing how much shit I got from my score, and then you two.
I had the
biggest outlier here.
7 touchdowns sounds
unbelievable.
right. 7 touchdowns sounds right. Zach has 10. He had 21. I'll split the difference basically there and go with 17. I think it's probably 28-10 at halftime. Maybe they give him a touchdown in the second half, but that seems about right with everything you've seen from this offense.
Ohio State's got a new kicker. I think they'll have to try one at some point just for fun.
What?
52.
What's a field goal?
Maybe.
Extra point.
Got to know what you got to have, right? Bring a guy in.
Shout out to
graduate
Purdue.
transfer.
Austin, name a guy who's going to perform Saturday night well that no one knows about.
That nobody knows about.
DeMario McCall.
Well, I'm not going to name
shout out.
DeMario McCall, Tyvis, but I don't know that Cade Stover, just to get to Jeff with that second tight end, he's going to be that guy. He's probably.
I did like watching him in practice.
Yeah, he's got some really good ball skills. He used to play running back in high school. Spent time like you.
That's
Zach.
weird. I used to play running back in high school.
He broke.
No, he didn't.
He broke your record.
Kidding.
As a guy who could play both ways, linebacker, defensive end, now at tight end. I still, even if they run the football a lot, Cade Stover's going to be out there in those 2 tight end sets and he'll be blocking. I think there'll be an opportunity for him to catch a ball or two. Maybe that's not a guy
It's all
going to
be set up off the run game. They're going to play action.
I heard that. Somebody told me that tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be set up off the run game.
Oh.
The play action. You want me to say it one more time?
I just want to make sure everybody gets it before we get out of here.
Play action.
It's play action. Play action with Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson.
Over the
I
top.
think it might be pretty good.
Yeah, it's going to – I think, they got a really good chance. I mean
Austin, DeMario McCall, pick 6. I'm calling it.
Whoa.
Wow.
Well, okay. We didn't know we had to be that bold with our predictions
Pick
tonight.
6.
I love it.
Pick 6
I'm with
is
it.
coming.
He's going to say after the game, just for Austin.
That will be for me, and then we'll hash it out. Like, hey, you come back with that attitude to compete. That's great. I'll give him all the credit in the world. You have somebody else in your mind, Zach, or do you just want me to?
No, you've been at practice.
I think it's Javonte. For someone who's going to become a star, I think it's Javonte Jean-Baptiste. There's so much attention on Zach Harrison and Tyreek Smith for good reason. They're both 5-star players, first-round picks. This was a longer-term project for Javonte Jean-Baptiste to go from a linebacker who was like 195 pounds, and Coach Mick and Larry Johnson put 55 pounds on him, turned him into an outside pass rusher, leadership,
wings over
speed,
and muscle milk.
whatever it takes, he's done it. I don't think he's getting enough credit for how much he can help.
I like it.
I don't know how much the pass rush matters because apparently this is a game for the inside drill. Either way, it's Thursday night, Ohio State at Minnesota. Can't wait to finally be back for a game with fans, and all these guys will be tailgating somewhere or watching the game somewhere with some cold ones.
I got one last thing.
Get it in.
Hey, Rachel.
Oh, my God.
What do we got going here?
What do we call it? Let me see.
Come here.
Calling the lefty. Calling the lefty.
We have a congratulations for Mr. Boren and his beautiful fiance. They just got engaged a couple weeks ago.
Hey.
Congratulations.
I think it was like 2 months ago.
No, it wasn't. No. How long ago was it? Just to prove him wrong.
Almost 2 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, so congratulations to these two. Wish you guys the best, and good luck with the wedding planning.
Yeah.
You know?
Cheers to them. Hey, this is just some more proof that we don't script this show every week. Anything can happen at Urban Meyer's Pint House with Weekend Kickoff. It's brought to you by Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems. We'll be back on our normal schedule when the Buckeyes aren't playing on Thursday night, every Thursday throughout the season. Come hang out with us. Bigger, better than ever. Appreciate Cardale Jones, Evan Spencer, Jeff Heuerman, Zach Boren, Tyvis Powell, Bobby Carpenter. I am just Austin Ward. We will see you next week. Enjoy the game on Thursday night, folks.